Coach, it is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Mike, 280. 53, Mike. Here we go. Hey.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Here we go, G. Here I come.
This is Gordon. And some room to maneuver. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the run. Hey, switch gears.
I'll go special.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. Kendall Beckwith on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
53, Mike, 53. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson, escaping the pressure right. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it they're picking up the first down.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
Get tight. 53 is the mark. Come on. You better bring it.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Gordon. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
Let's go, D. Big series right here, so we got to step it up.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Buying time, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, you might be a little jumpy as well. It might throw off his timing.
Yeah, be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a gain.
Set, ready. 30 base, let's go. And check, general, next. Ready.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Franks. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage as a rookie. QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Left pass.
Safety screen.
Tempo.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Gordon. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They'll try the right side this time here with Gordon. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Gonna be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Hey, alert. 43. Mike's 43. Rip right. Shift. Switch.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Being chased out left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still fourth down. So on fourth down, Pete Carroll's going to call out his field goal unit. And his kick is indeed good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And the Rams first down.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Here we go. 15 Lonnie.
On second down, Elliott. And an alley to run. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards there and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. A first down carry by Elliott. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 50-yard line.
Ready. 18 Gator. I'm coming for you. You mine.
Mike's by 4. I got him.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. To throw on 3rd down. Franks. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Run left, run left. 43's the mic. 43's Hayward. 43's the mic, boy. 43. Check, 43. Oh, yeah. And here we go.
From the 16, Wilson eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The sack there by Roquan Smith.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
43. Mike's 43. Switch. Check. Hot route. Hot. Deuce.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say,
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big run that time by Elliott. Give him 55 yards on the ground. This will be the first red zone opportunity now for the Rams. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. Now Elliott. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
2nd down, it's Henderson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear them now. 3rd and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams have taken the lead.
As more and more up-tempo football creeps into the NFL game, some coaches don't think time of possession matters anymore. I believe we found one of them.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check right.
Now Wilson to throw again. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Tack McKinley in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. 3rd and long. It's Wilson. Dancing to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, he'll try and run it. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 44-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson escaping the pressure right. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 43. Mike's 43. All right, T, let's go. All right, T. Tight dog. Slam.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He'll run it. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Gotta go, in and out. Let's go.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson stepping up. He'll try and run. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Check. 36.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in this last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
2nd and 13. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off at the 33. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. We're holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. The 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
Check 14.
On first down, Gordon. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson flushed it, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. And he's going to go down again. Trey Flowers in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
First down run with Elliott, going to go for about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 47-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Check it backer, check it backer.
They'll get 5 on the dump-off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
chopper, chopper.
He's checking. Crash.
Go.
Elliott. And some room to work. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll run on first down. It's Elliott, and he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. From the gun to give to Henderson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Second and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10.
Hey, QB's trash. Let's go. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Ready.
They'll go back to Henderson on first down. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
54, 61, matchbox. Let's go.
He'll try the right side with Elliott. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Again, it's Elliott, and he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here. This close, sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
One man in the backfield. That's Elliott on second and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
The Seahawks on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And he uncorks a beauty, best of the day. And it's taken in at the 9. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
Right there, right there. Go. You must be getting tired of seeing me. Bravo! 5-4, Mike, 5-4. Let's go.
To throw on 2nd down, Franks. And this one complete to Will Fuller. It'll be a 1st down for the Rams there on a pickup of 18.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A 1st down carry by Elliott doesn't amount to much as he'll get forward for about a couple. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The Rams on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
54, right there. 54, Mike. Watch the run, go! Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Go!
From the gun, Franks airing it out, looking for Ridley. It got his man, complete. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the 1st down to go along with it.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way, just reached up and pulled it in, had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another 1st down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. From the pistol, here's Elliott. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock. Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well. An 8-play drive to this point, so here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, Franks. He's going to go up top for the ends. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now Wilson. Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
Wilson to throw. Steps away to his left. Now he'll pull it down. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. He's back to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going to go on the field, but okay, I see you. Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Alert, alert, alert.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Trey Flowers. And that will force a turnover on downs. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses that are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
So the L.A. Rams with a victory here, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Los Angeles, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, They come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.